Hello, my name is Carolyn Carpin, and I'm the librarian for the economics department. And your professor has asked me to visit you to help you learn a few tools that can help you find data for your assignments. And unfortunately, I'm unable to join you live this week, so I'm going to walk you through a few of the tools, and you will have a recording that you can use going forward with your assignment. So the first thing we will do is share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, and so we're going to look at some very specific resources for your assignment. I'm going to start by taking us to the subject guides. And under that link, I have a link to the arts guides. And then if I scroll down to E, I have an economics guide. And then on the economics guide, you can see we have a number of places where you can find journal articles, reports, and working papers. Since for your assignments, you need to look at international data and statistics, we're going to look at that tab. And we'll start with the tool that is called DataStream. Now, DataStream lives on a platform called Refinitiv. So we've scrolled down here to D, but then when we click the link, we come up to a page with Refinitiv on it. So please don't worry, you're in the right place here. And I have sent along a set of instructions to your professor along with a short video to help you understand how to get registered to use the library's Refinitiv account for the semester. So we have a link right here in the middle of the page. Follow these instructions. And basically you have to walk through a process where you request a registration and then they email you, and here's a picture of what that link will look like. And then it tells you what you need to select in order to get connected to both Refinitiv Workspace and the DataStream option here. So you do need to request as part of your setup, both DataStream and AMR. And then they will send you another email welcoming you and give you your sign-in details. Please note that we can only use Refinitiv on the web, so you do not want to try to download it from your computer or onto your computer, because that will not work. And so you follow this Get Refinitiv Workspace to finish setting up your password and complete the registration process. And then again, we've got a reminder to always select the web version of Refinitiv Workspace. So once you've walked yourself through the registration process and have received all of the communications back and forth from Refinitiv, then you can come back to this login page and you can click here for access for registered users. Or if you would like to actually start the process of setting things up, then you go here to the new users first, get set up, and then go to registered users. So I'm going to go under registered users and just take you in to DataStream, and we'll take a look at a couple of different data points that your professor has asked me to find for you so that you get a little peek here. Oop. Okay. So that didn't work for some reason. It didn't have me logged in. So just give me a moment to do my login. Okay, so it's logging in. It's just taking a moment for everything to populate on the screen. Okay, so this is a sample layout. And all of these different sections on the page are considered apps that you can use, and you can customize all of those. We're just going to focus today on looking for data stream. So the first thing we do in the very top, there's a search box, and we just type in data stream, hit enter, and you can see it's looking for data stream chart studio, and it will take a moment for that to load. Okay, so it's giving me a chart. It's got a particular item saved here, and in fact this is the chart for the GDP quarterly for China over the course of more than 20 years, 25 years. So to show you how I found that, we go up here to key indicators, and it will load a menu, and then you'll need to look for the GDP for China quarterly frequency. So this is one of the data points your professor would like you to use. And if I look at the first list here, actually it's the second list under national accounts, I have a number of GDP options. I'm going to go here to the GDP quarterly, view new chart. Just give it a moment to load. So you'll see that's how that chart was created. It had just been saved from a previous use of the database earlier this week. So there's the chart view. Now, if you want to actually see the data, one of your options here is to click on data. And there you can view it. From this page, you cannot actually download it into Excel. We were advised when we did our training last year with Refinitiv that for the student version, we are unable to upload into Excel. So what you can do is use cut and paste to capture this data table and then open up Excel and copy it right into Excel, and then you'll have all of this data, the quarterly GDP data for China saved in an Excel file, and then you're able to use Excel to manipulate the data. So for the second data point your professor asked for is China's Industrial Production Index monthly frequency. So I'm going to open up my key indicators again. And of course in order to find that, I had to plug in China. So once I have that loaded, I need to scroll down a little bit and look under industry. So you can see we've got these headers, consumer sector, and there's industry sector. So we'll pull that up a little bit so we can see what's under there. And the third option here is the Industrial Production Index. And we have this option again to view the chart. And so you can follow the steps we did the last time to copy the data into Excel. I now see that we have export series to Excel here. And I'm actually not 100% sure that that's going to work. So you can give that a try if you'd like, but if it's not working for us, then you just go in again and grab your chart. And then you can see it looks quite similar to the previous chart. We load our data. So this will give us all our data points here. And then we can copy and paste this over into Excel. I think if this were just directly downloadable into Excel, we would have a some sort of an icon that would indicate Excel along here. So I don't think that that's doable. So I think what you're going to have to do is cut and paste the data and copy it into an Excel chart. So that's an example of how you would find key indicators for a specific country. And don't forget, you do have to put in the country name here so that you're not sifting through everything in the entire database. You can have it focus in on the particular country that you want. And you can see we've got a menu here that tells you all about all the other tools that are available in here. I am not a Refinitiv Workspace expert by any means, so you can certainly explore that. Just keep in mind that your account will expire at the end of the semester, and if you need it again for another course, maybe you'll need it for an assignment next term, then your professor will go through the process again with me to help you get set up for a new account for your new course. And that's so that, you know, everybody who needs it can use the limited number of seats that we have available to us for the academic year. So I hope that helps in terms of getting you started with Refinitiv and DataStream. To go back for a moment to the Refinitiv page with our setup information, just a reminder, we've got setup instructions. There are some key points about restrictions on use, so please take a look at those. There are limits to how many things you can view, print, and download during a 24-hour period. There's a limit of 10 million data points per calendar month, and you'll see prices attached to some of the reports that you might want to download, and there is a limit of $2,000. You're not actually paying for that use yourself. The library is paying for that, but as you use various reports, it will add up the amount in dollars of the usage that you've had, so that when you hit that $2,000 per user per calendar year, you will no longer be able to access those for that calendar year. So just keep those restrictions in mind. And then we have a number of training materials. I had sent a short video that the library staff had put together for us, and we also have training materials available for you directly from Refinitiv. So there are tutorials in here on Workspace for students. So if you need to get more comfortable with the whole package, then you can come in here and look at DataStream. So that's why it's important that you connect DataStream when you do your setup. Otherwise, you're not going to have access to it. But this gives you some basic information about using DataStream. And then if I go back to the web page, you can see we also have Refinitiv Academy. And if I plug in DataStream, first I select my geographic area, and then I plug in DataStream. You can see I have 2 different webinars here, and these are available for you to sign up if you want to learn more about how to use DataStream. So all of these resources are available on the Refinitiv page once you've got yourself set up with an account. So please keep in mind, we have the option to help you out with your setup and a little bit with DataStream, but you're likely to get better and detailed help from the folks at Refinitiv. So that's the first tool that your professor wanted me to show you. I am going to go back. We're going to close out Refinitiv here. And I'm going to come back to our international statistics page on the economics guide. And I want to point out that we have two other resources your professor has asked me to show you. We've got the IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, data pages. So I'll open that up and you can see we have a menu along the top. We have some key popular data reports right on the main page here. And then probably the most useful tab on the menu for you to use would be the data tab here. And you can see we can look for the World Economic Outlook databases, and we can look for the international financial statistics, and those are two very good sources. And we have the World Economic Outlook right here under popular data. I'm just going to open that up. So you can see we have an update from July, and then above that we have an update from earlier in September. And then if we go back to April, we have another report. So you can see they update these reports on a frequent basis. We have one that started out the year, published in January. So this tries to provide you with the most up-to-date information, looks like on about a quarterly basis or so throughout the year. And the dates are on those reports, so that can be helpful. And you can just click on a link to open up a report. Okay, so now it's giving me an information page of all about it. And then it's giving me a video so I can look at things. I've got a projection table. I can download the data. So there's lots of useful information attached to the report here. Let's go back. And if I go back to January, so this one gives me a fuller report for the year that's available in PDF. You also have the option to download the data. And keep in mind, this is a free and open information web page, so the library doesn't have any oversight on how well the material can download or how long it might take. So just keep that in mind. Plan for a little bit of time in case your internet access is busy. So another data set you probably will want to use is the International Financial Statistics. So I'll just open that up, and I went under the data tab to find that. And this is just going to take a minute. It says it's loading. Okay, so there it has loaded to the, basically it's the main page for this report. This is a report that's an annual report, and so it's got a nice little menu here we can look at. We can download. If we want to search, we can tell it what kind of data we're looking for and plug that information in. Okay. So strangely, these are not showing up very clearly on my page, but if you select something, it will give you a report that you can then download to your computer. So in the middle, we've got by country. We've got publications and notes. We've got the metadata. And then if you want to query the actual data or download it, you can do that right here. And there's our download button. So this is another good resource to use for your assignment in terms of finding out international economic data for the specific country that you may be looking at for your assignment. So that's a quick tour of some of the resources on the IMF data pages, but there's lots more. If I open the data tab here, you'll see there's a number of other resources there you might find useful. So please do take some time to explore that. I'm going to close these out. And the last resource I'm going to show you is the OECD iLibrary. So that's coming from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And this one is actually a resource the library pays for. And so you're going to run into the CCID login option if you're off campus. If you're on campus, you should go straight to the product. Give that a minute. Okay, so here you can see we have a number of reports highlighted right on the home page, and it's showing me an employment outlook for 2021. And if I scroll along, we've got future of corporate governments in markets following COVID-19. And we have an agricultural report, an outlook for the next 10 years or so. So there's a few things that are highlighted on their homepage. You can also browse by various themes. So maybe we just want to look straight at economics. If you want to look at the country information, you can do that. And then on the last one, you can actually combine country and theme. So let's look at economics, and let's scroll down and see if China's on the list here, if we can pull up some data. So there's Canada. So that might be helpful, but let's see if China is there. I think we scrolled past. Yeah. So let's put a check mark there. And once we've got both of those items loaded, we can send our search. And we've come up with a whole pile of results. So maybe you can't look at absolutely every report in here. So there is a search box where you can search more specifically if you're looking for something more specific about economics and China. And if you look at the different options here, some of them are reports, some are tables, some are in different languages. So something to keep in mind. And sometimes this database will show you a cost for an item. You do not need to pay the cost for it. What you want to pay attention to is this little access key. So if it's orange, it means you can read the content. If it's green, so it's this little green dot over here, your subscription enables you to access all formats. And then if you see this little blue dot, it means that you have access to all of the formats. So we should have access to everything in the database. And you should be able to download what it is that you need. And then you can see on the left-hand side, we have more ways to limit the search items down to a more focused search the way we would do in other databases as well. So you can use that as a way to search, just by browsing, or you can come up here and go to the search engine and do an overall search in the database. So that's a quick overview of how you can use the OECD iLibrary. It is another very important tool for finding economic data from around the world. So hopefully you will find this tool to be useful as well. And then the last thing I want to show you, just to be certain you're aware, on the library homepage, we have this little Ask Us button. And if I click on that, what this has done is popped up different ways I can ask for help. So we have a chat box. If you see the little available sign, it means somebody is on the other end of the chat box and can help you with whatever it is you need. You can also phone, and you can email, although that's not going to be as quick as using chat or phoning us. And then if you're at a point where you're stuck in finding information for your project, maybe you've looked in the places we've reviewed today and you haven't found what you needed, that's a good time to go ahead and book a research consultation with me. If you're looking for some more general information, just on how do I find the Refinitiv database, where is the link, I need to use DataStream, or I can't remember where the economics guide was, can you help me find it? Those are good questions to put into the chat box, because the staff who are on the chat box can help you get to that information quickly and easily, and that's better than waiting for me to be free. But there might be more detailed questions you have for your assignment that the staff may not be able to help you with. And in that case, you will want to go ahead and book a consultation with me. So please just keep that in mind. And my contact information is also available on the subject guide that we were looking at. And so you can find me directly as well by just emailing me by hitting this button. You can see my email address there. So you can get to me either way, through the main Ask Us or directly through here. And if what you need is a consult, then we will go ahead and have a meeting. Most likely the meetings will be on Zoom this semester. And I'll be happy to help walk you through some of these databases or other databases we haven't had a chance to look at today, and help you to do hopefully well on your assignment and well in the entire course. So I wish you good luck. Please don't forget to ask for help when you need it. It's better than getting stuck and not being able to get what you need quickly. So please reach out, let us know when you're in need of help, and we will look forward to hearing from you. Stop sharing there. Okay. So good luck with your work, everybody. And I look forward to helping you if you need it.